Hi everybody, this is Jarrett, and I'm back to recite some poems from a feature poet. And I'm also I'm going to maintain a promise that I kept some time ago to revisit certain poets. And I'm going to start off by revisiting Miss Safiya Henderson-Holmes, and I'm going to be reading from her book, Madness and a Bit of Hope, which is going to be a continuation of poems that I read about 11 months to a year ago. You can find that post on YouTube just by typing my name and just scrolling down. You can find it. I'll leave a link to my YouTube. Or if you, or this also will be on YouTube anyway, so you know you can just go there and just look my name up. Okay, and I also have this on my blog too. But I'll leave a link definitely for my blog. I read the first 13 poems of this book, and I really liked them because, like Miss Henderson-Holmes' poetry, I discovered her way back in the 90s. You know, and I really liked her stuff. She writes her poems based on topics that I can definitely relate to, and of course, her being a female, you know, I can still, you know, can relate to you know, some of the things that she wrote. Also, be sure if you do visit my my post on YouTube, I'll give you it gives you a more broader bio on her, but I'm gonna give you a quick little bio on her here as well. But I also definitely would like for you guys to visit that post on YouTube, and you know, as I recite the first 13 poems of this book. Safiya Henderson-Holmes was born in 1950. She worked for Harlem Hospital as a physical therapist, and she also was a natural birthing coach. From there, she received an MFA in literature and writing in the 1980s. She published several works of books, including the one from which I'm about to read, and she sadly died in 2001 from cancer. Again, excuse me, I'm sorry. I definitely would love you guys to go and check out that post on YouTube of mine where I featured Safiya Henderson-Holmes, and you know, and listen to me recite her first 13 poems, and just let me know what you think. From there, I'm gonna continue with the chapter entitled Hope, and I'm gonna read some of her poems from there, and I'm gonna go back. Well, actually, no. Let me start with some earlier pieces. Let's see, before I actually get to Hope. Let's see here. Yeah, see that sometimes things don't always go the way you want to. You might come up with an alternative, and I definitely found one here. Let's see. All right, come on now. Let's see. Casualties. Now, remember, a lot of these poems are coming back to me. I can't believe I'm not prepared. But I'll make sure I get it. Let's see here. Wait. All right, here we are. Okay, I'm going to be reading first from the chapter entitled A Bit Of. Let's see. And I'm going to start with, for us muscle women, when the bench press gets depressing. Also, let me also mention, before I read this, I also want to dedicate these readings to all National Mental Health Month, because this is this month, and for those of you who know anyone are going through any type of mental crisis, I want to dedicate this to you guys. This is my way of just exposing awareness, letting people know that I am thinking about you, and my thoughts and all the goodness that I can muster up and all the goodness in the world, I toss at you in hopes that you get better. Okay, again, I'm gonna go ahead and start from the chapter A Bit Of, from Safiya Henderson-Holmes' book Madness and a Bit of Hope, with For Us Muscle Women, when the bench press gets depressing. We muscle women do not only lift weights, we lift bottom, pull up the root, pop the nerve of it, and them strap bottom raw and sour, snaps guts like some snap beans, stink from the slaughter until nobody wants us except ourselves. Thank God. Hence, number 13. The feet are there for the taking. Each toe should be embraced. The ankles should also be involved, and don't forget to give the arch a little taste. Oh, that's a hint. Hints. Number 6. It has steeped this black coffee. Take a sip. Careful, it may burn. Have a bite of this fresh jelly roll. Chew slowly this sweetness earned. Another hint. Hints. Number 3. The meat has been well primed, but the sauce must thaw. A slow heat and stir. Hints. Number 4. If it is tired, let it sleep. Let it curl in its hairy nest. Let it snore. And in the morning, as it gathers under its tent, as it stretches, opening its one eye, I'll bring it jam. I'll bring it mooncakes. Okay? From there, I'm going to move on to the chapter Hope and read some of her poetry from that chapter. We'll start with Flowers. In New York City, there are people. Skin sun-brown, hands earth-warm, tongues as foreign as their eyes. They push carts filled with flowers, long-stemmed, paper-wrapped, and rubber-banded too tightly. Like the rest of the city, fragrance and color near gone. Yet the people push the flower carts, block after unyielding block, stopping to sell what they can, stopping to pray over what they cannot. Summer 89, at the art colony again, the only black. More than a century, great-great-grands stood at an open door, for some, their skin feeling too dark and heavy to move too quickly. Yet, they did move, gathering belongings, private parts, which had been cut away, preserved in jars, lovers still hanging from trees, names of parents hidden in bones, names of unborn hidden in sweat. They gathered these at the open door. They smelled of blood. Freedom had whipped them before. How would they know? It wouldn't whip them again. How would they know? But they walked through, sometimes one by one, through the open door, sometimes one by one. ML King Day, NYC, 1989. We are here at one of the campsites of the dream. Still far from the mountaintops, still we the women, we the children, we the men, black, brown, red, yellow, white. We've heard the speeches and prayers. We've been in the wars. We carry our dead at sometimes as casually as air. The hopeful and the wounded sit closest to the fire. Soon it will be morning again. Soon it will be time to march again. And again, that was MLK Day, NYC, 1989. Strength, number 11, Heroines. What about Full Moons and Sojourner, Slow Music and Harriet? What about those nights in the heat when they didn't have to run or hide or pray? No speech or plea to convince anyone of their power. These nights when they laid there naked, alone, or with another clean sheet, one small candle, flowers in a glass, the slow, easy rise of their stomachs, the slow, easy spread of their breasts. That was Strength, number 11, Heroines. Okay. All right. Double Dare, 88. So here you are, America, with a black man in your race running towards your big white house as if he owned the place. And the back stairs are not where he's heading, even though you keep showing him those delivery boy signs. His beam is on your insidious front gate, and you, offended, swear to your glory that he's lost his mind. You fan yourself with clippings of all the major polls. How could some chicken-fed, black southern country boy dare to be so bold? Why isn't he just satisfied with whatever he already has? Why, in the good old days of America, his kind were cut and hung for merely looking beyond their class? And then, I guess, America, you've worried, and rightfully so it seems, about all those other black children who may start having presidential dreams. And what about the poor and homeless you've condemned to your streets? What will be their thoughts as they watch this brazen black man dance in your governmental heat? They may begin to think that there's something for them in this great American vote. They may get back to reading. They may get back to writing. They may even dare to hope. Wow, that was a powerful one. Wow, that was a powerful one. Amazing. Okay, the final poem I'm going to read is entitled For Harry. Yo, Harry, always know this, that, in spite of the diagnosis. You know, man, totally and thoroughly, in spite of all this AIDS, whatnot, and therefore these lengths, exclamation marks, these here medical technocrats want to put on the tail end of your life. I mean, go on, man. Put a layer of snot over every thread of this here death paraphernalia, this here rubber glove, gauze, mask, sterilized solution. You know that, hold your breath, wait for a cure solution, that the Humpty Dumpty doctors and friends who grew pity like Rapunzel grew hair always want to grate you with show them cats, the finger flash 'em, pass all the gas in their face like that man, 'cause you know how it is. Yo-yos always giving death the head start, pumping up the zombies for prime time. Harry, run 'em off the road in spite of the IV, and you're always irrational BP. You stayed pretty, walked out of that hospital and brought yourself one of the baddest leather jackets on the market, soft black classic like you, Harry. Looking good, man, like nothing you had hold of you except life. Yeah, like that, Harry. In spite of it all, man, you looked good, baby. You looked good like that. Thank you guys for listening. This is Jarrett, and I'm gonna revisit Safiya Henderson-Holmes again. I just wanted to read some more from her book, Madness and a Bit of Hope, and I hope I can find some more of her books because I don't have it at the library. So I'm gonna try to find some, take other avenues to try to find more of her work because I really, really like this book. I really liked a lot of poems, and I can definitely relate to what she's saying. This is Jarrett, and I thank you guys so much for listening. Okay.